World War I caused extreme national distress in Russia and other neighboring countries that led the Imperial Russian state to collapse. Tsar Nicholas II, pressured by the angry Russian civilians, abdicated his throne. Due to that, political parties formed to compete for control of Russia. The provisional government, which was made up of representatives of the Duma that was created in 1905 by the Tsar, claimed to be the legitimate successor to the Tsarist regime. Formed in 1917, the Soviet featured representatives from Russia's most radical political parties, including Soviet revolutions, Mensheviks, and the Bolsheviks. The Soviets wanted to apply communism to a country that wasn't ready for it. The conflict that rose in the favor of the Soviets was, should Russia withdraw from the unpopular war, World War I, or should they continue fighting? The provisional government pushed towards continuing fighting in the war, whereas the Bolsheviks wanted to surrender and focus on their revolution. The provisional government had better and more organized ideas, however, they lacked the support of the people in their decisions.
The Bolsheviks were led by Vladimir Lenin. His leadership and charismatic speeches led to the Bolsheviks' control of Russia. Lenin issued his April thesis that called for the Bolsheviks to seize power of the Soviet Socialist Party and reject and remove the provisional government. He pushed towards all power to the Soviets, using the Marxist idea of the proletariat rising and combating the oppressive bourgeoisie. Lenin was exiled during the beginning of the First World War. The Germans later sent him to Russia so that he could cause trouble in Russia and unintentionally aid the Germans with their Schlieffen Plan. This led to Lenin rising up and granting popular support for the Bolsheviks. A monumental event that occurred during the revolution would be the July Days. The July Days were a series of revolts occurring all around Russia against the provisional government. People were in distress due to the unpopular war that was going on. Lenin did not want to join the riots, however, he knew that if the Bolsheviks did not join, they would be seen as cowardly and not patriotic by the people. So although they knew they would lose, they still joined in on the riots. And due to the failure of the July Days, the Bolshevik party was banned. However, the provisional government was proved too weak to exploit their victory. The Kornilov affair was the main turning point in the Bolsheviks' road to revolution. General Kornilov had the idea of ambushing the provisional government and taking them down in order for him to become the ruler of Russia. In desperate fear, the provisional government lifted the ban on the Bolshevik party and began to arm the Bolsheviks with tens of thousands of rifles.
Lenin, with the help of General Leon Trotsky, convinced the Bolsheviks to strike on November 7, 1917. The Bolsheviks seized most of Petrograd and stormed the Winter Palace, home of the provisional government. By nightfall, the Bolsheviks claimed victory and controlled Russia. The Bolsheviks tightened their grip on power with the establishment of their own secret police, the Cheka, to destroy all potential enemies of the Bolshevik Party. In January, the Bolsheviks dissolved the Democratic Constituent Assembly. Soon afterwards, Lenin organized a meeting with German representatives so that they can sign the humiliating Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Lenin did this so that he could focus on his revolution due to the fact that the Russians were doing terribly in the Great War. Lenin tried to maintain the draconian peace as well as tried to maintain peace in all of Russia. Whilst he focused on his revolution, however, he could not stop the inevitable civil war from occurring.